What it is, what it ain't, as Cameron Newton said. Welcome to the Talking Shit Morning Rant. What's going on? Boy, that boy got the shiny suit on over there like he working for Diddy. What's popping?
Oh, without a doubt. Shout out Bad Boy. Take that.
Take that. Well, quick morning rant, man. Y'all used to listening to us on the audio tip. Now we're going to give you a little quick video because we got time today. You know what I'm saying? We got time to play around today. Cam I am, Sam I am, Cam I am. Oh, nah, man. I'm not Dr. Seuss. But Cam says he wants to come back.
Where'd he go?
He had a hiatus. Yeah, a little small.
I don't think he went anywhere. I think he and Cecil needed to heal up a little bit. I think that's what took place.
I mean, but you know, on that Dave Chappelle tip, I'm rich. You got money, man. You know what I mean? So is it really that serious, or do you love the game to the point where you're gonna die for the game? Has nothing to do with the vaccination. Disclaimer.
Yeah, but he's got years. I mean, he's got years in the tank still. He's got 2 to 3 years in the tank. How old was Peyton Manning when he won his last one?
Like 53.
Oh. And they had him on stilts, right?
Yeah,
Denver pretty much had him on stilts. Yeah. And he got it done, right? I mean,
what was the movie name where the man was dead and they propped him up?
Oh, that's the Birdie.
There you go.
Weekend at Bernie's.
Weekend at Bernie's. Yeah, that was
out the 80s.
That was Peyton Manning.
Oh yeah. And it looked. Who did he play against in the Super Bowl?
Some black kid that was hot at the time. I think he was 15-1, if I'm not mistaken, in regular season play that year. I think he broke every damn record that you could regular season record that you could possibly break at the time. And he didn't do it just running the football. It wasn't a Michael Vick-ish. Mm-hmm. He threw the football.
And he tried to run over you twice a game.
As we say in sports, he tried to truck your ass, basically.
I mean, and my only qualm I have with Cam Newton is taking those extra hits just to get 3 yards. Those hits. So those extra 3 yards, because I think Cam listened to the narrative that he was always about himself. So I think Cam felt as though that he had to prove that he was some type of team player at a quarterback position. And so by doing that, sacrifice your body for the team.
I don't know about that one, man. Sacrifice your body for the team. Is it worth it? Is it worth it? Is it really worth it?
I thought you said he was rich.
I mean, that's what the internet says. So I don't know. All right, here we go. Let me get to the facts, though. Seriously, though. Denver Broncos that season, Super Bowl season. Here I'm reading it. Stat line 12-4. Carolina Panthers that season, in season play. He did what Brady did. He went 15-1 in regular season play. Almost a perfect season. Make it to the Super Bowl. Obviously, you had to beat 2 teams because they would have had a bye week, understandably. Offense was just ridiculous at the time.
Can I ask you a question right quick? Who was on the same team with Carolina that year? Who were the other notable players on the roster with Cam Newton that year?
Okay, let's break it down. Let's see. We do this for the people, man. Real time. We do it real time for the people. So, hold on 1 second. Pro Bowl. Well, actually, they put up 10 Pro Bowlers in that particular season. So it says here, have you ever heard of Thomas Davis?
No.
Ryan Colin? I'm waiting, man. Did you? No? Oh, okay. All right, that means no. Well, I heard of Jonathan Stewart, the running back, but I mean, is he a great player? He's a consistent player. Greg Olsen, tight end. And last but not least, I'm going to pull from the defensive side. And only because of his
Jermaine
Jackson? No. Josh Norman. The guy, if you remember him best.
Oh, Josh Norman.
Yeah, the meme.
Yeah, Josh Norman. I think I heard of Josh Norman. Yeah.
The guy who got stiff arm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm back. Yeah, that guy, Josh Norman, who got stiff arm by Derrick Henry so horribly in the COVID season. That's what most people are going to remember Josh Norman for.
And that's he was on that particular team when Cam Newton played against Peyton Manning in the Super Bowl, right? He was on that 15-1 team.
Correct. Now, and as I've mentioned to you, there is no one who will make the Hall of Fame. There is no offensive skill player that stands out. Now, this is just from the selection of the people who made the Pro Bowl in that particular season. Again, they went 15-1, and just looking at the final roster cut here, the only other notable person on that team offensively, let me go to the wide receivers, because those are the people who score and make a difference. And I'm remiss to say Ted Ginn Jr., or Ted Ginn, however you want to pronounce it, Jericho Crouchy, who's a good journeyman player, Devin Funchess, is that how you pronounce it? And, sir, there ain't nobody on this roster that I even recognize as far as being a contributor at any given time, any given place, anywhere else. I mean, Ted Ginn, again, journeyman, kickoff return man mostly, but that's about it. And we're gonna continue. We're gonna let Marques come back in. He'll jump back in any second here. But we're talking again, Cam Newton, heroic season, 15-1 as a quarterback of the Carolina Panthers in that particular year, and just trying to identify who made the difference in that year to help Cam out. So, understandably speaking, got a little technical delay, but the real story here is Cam Newton said he's vaccinated, and Cam Newton said he was vaccinated and he's ready for his return or possible return to come back to the NFL, which, if you're not familiar with what happened with him in the wonderful New England Patriots organization, it said they were going to release him mostly because he would be a distraction for the other young man, Mac Jones, coming out of, what was that, Alabama. And to this date, and I'm not going to count the 70s, man. We ain't going to count the 60s or the 70s. We're going to count modern times from 1980 to current, with all the victories that the University of Alabama has had, the success that they've had. I can't name one quarterback. Out of all those championships, out of all that success, I can't name one quarterback that's gotten on, made it to the professional level, and has had a successful career. Life after.
AJ.
Who?
AJ.
Who?
AJ. That's his name.
You saying Mike Jones? Who? AJ McCarron?
Oh, yeah, that's it.
What do he do? He hold the ball for the field goal kicks or something?
I mean, yeah.
For who?
Hey, my beloved Sooners hey, listen, if you're a quarterback looking to transfer it in, OU will take you and make you.
All right. Well, I mean, right now the verdict is still out on gentleman in Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts. To a bag of chips, to a lot, like however you pronounce it, man. I ain't never getting it right. I ain't gonna never try to get it right, I'll probably say. But he's down there with the Dolphins, and he had a 300-yard game yesterday in London, performing against the Jacksonville Jaguars, Sunshine, and that former Ohio State head coach, and they lost. But Cam, I am Kyrie Irving and Spot him, got him. I mean, no, I did that for you though. But your guy, Porter. Big names, man. They haven't taken the vaccine, and there are others, but they are not put in a situation where they're spotlighted like these guys. There are other players. Every professional player is not vaccinated. I'm going to go on record by saying that. Every professional.
Well, and I think there's – I think with the I think you have big names and then you have the most important name, right?
Right.
And so I think that's what the narrative – I think that's where we are right now. Congratulations to Kyrie Irving for having a successful career, things of that sort. But we really have to keep talking about Michael Porter Jr. because he can't go and get the vaccination and just not talk about it. Are we deserved an explanation? No, we shouldn't be in his HIPAA rights, But also at the same time, there's a lot that's going to be pending on what decision Michael Porter Jr. makes. Cam Newton at this juncture. If you get the vaccination, Cam Newton, you can help the economy. You can help bring back the economy in Detroit. That's where we are right now, right? You know what I mean?
That's what we're thinking. We're thinking he's going to head to Detroit, possibly.
What do you mean, possibly? I talked to somebody this morning, and when they said Detroit. And then they said Cam Newton, and it sounded so good, I had to Google it to make sure it hasn't already happened.
It's the morning rant, y'all. It's the morning rant, man. I'm looking at the statistics right now. I just want to see what's going on from an individual perspective with Porter and with the Denver Nuggets. And I just want to see if they're playing him in these preseason games. Just to find out, where we stand, what's going on. And if they're playing him in the preseasons right now, I mean, he's going to play, whether he's vaccinated or not. Right?
I mean, his third year in the NBA, he averaged 19 points per game. You got to understand, he did not play one single basketball game. He only played in one basketball game his rookie year. So, we're talking about somebody who's a little injury prone. He had the same problems at the University of Missouri, where he went to college. So it's one of those things where it's damn if you do and damn if you don't. And it's so tough when out of all of your siblings, you're the one who's actually made it. And in the NBA, your second contract is where you make your money, right?
Mm-hmm.
So is it money versus morale? Does it really have to go in that ordinance? Or is it a case and scenario of, do you have compliance with the CDC and do as told?
Well, I'm looking at the stat line here. And in the stat line, Porter Jr. has checked in most recent game against Oklahoma City Thunder. I registered 15 points, 25 in 24 minutes. So the young man did play.
And how many? So he scored how many points in 24 minutes?
15.
A lot of that's a lot of points, isn't it?
That's a good average in that short window. Now,
but nobody runs plays for him.
Right. Now, the previous game, he sat with a knee injury. His knee was sore, but he was made available. So, again, I don't foresee an issue with Porter Jr. and Denver playing because he's playing. The narrative in the media in regards to him being vaccinated or not, it was never disclosed to us. Will it be disclosed to us? Did Denver just say, you know what? Muck it. Let's go.
I think they call it the Nuggets, right? But like I said, I mean, they have to. If you're the press guy over in Denver, you have to get ahead of this story because the inquiries are going to grow into concerns, right?
Why? Who? Let me put this out there, and let's be blunt. Magic Johnson was allowed to play in the NBA with the HIV. On to Cincinnati, man. Listen. Man, shout out to my guys. Man, shout out to my guys, Dan Rod 88 and Jones Boy over on the Stereo app. I'm stealing from them right now for their Sunday show, Sports on Stereo, man. Check them out. But I'm saying this to say, right? Oklahoma has 2 football teams in the top 10. According to the polls, according to the current polls, Oklahoma has the Sooners and the Cowboys, not the Dallas Cowboys, currently in the top 10. How about that?
Well, if I'm the Big 12 commissioner, I have to be on the phone with David Bourne, president of the University of Oklahoma, and I have to ask him, are you sure you want to leave this? It's beautiful. In the middle of America, Red Atlanta, Oklahoma. Are you sure to leave this conference and fight for your life every week?
I think that deal is signed, sealed, delivered, man. So, I mean, there ain't much he can do as far as going back on it. But, I mean, it's a good year in Oklahoma. It's a good year in that 3-hour radius of Oklahoma City. Because how about them Cowboys?
I don't really speak on Gundy too much, but I did send him an email letting him know he's doing a great job.
It's going to be a good rivalry game, Oklahoma State versus Oklahoma at the end of the season, man, especially if both are undefeated.
Yeah, but the one impressive thing about OU is the emergence of this new quarterback. I noticed this kid when he came into this Saturday was his first time starting, and the way that he was just with the crowd, the way he was, I mean, it was almost like he's been there before. I've never seen somebody come out of a shadow or a shell or as a reserve and just take on everything and do it respectfully. But it looks like the kid is just having fun playing football out there, man. That's what it looks like, you know. Right so now, I mean, and what's that?
No, I was just saying. Right now, I'm looking at it. Oklahoma is 7-0, and Oklahoma State is 6-0 right now. Both are undefeated. Just going to give you the quick rundown of the top 10. You got Georgia at number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I scratch my eyes every time I look at it. It's the Cincinnati Bearcats are 6-0, number 2. What the hell? Oklahoma 3, Alabama 4, 6-1. Ohio State 5-1 at number 5. Michigan 6-0. Michigan has to play Ohio State, so we'll see. Penn State 5-1, number 7. Oklahoma State University number 8. Michigan State number 9, and to round out the top 10, Oregon is 5-1. Now I'm going to mention these notable teams right here because they're playing hell of a football right now. But are they pretenders or are they serious? 11, Iowa. 12, Mississippi State with Lane Kiffin down there. Oh.
Golf ball size hell.
Notre Dame, number 13. We know they pretenders. They'll get to the bowl game and they'll be a joke as usual. Coastal Carolina, man. This is an interesting one here, man. It's a great mix-up. Coastal Carolina, 6-0 is 14. University of Kentucky, they fell victim to Georgia this weekend. They got their ass beat. Let's be blunt. 6-1. Wake Forest 6-0. And old Jimbo Fisher, man, he's creeping and crawling like Snoop Dogging from 21 to 17 with Texas A&M, man. 5-2. 5-2 with Texas A&M. But the funny thing about this, right? Looking at the top 25 poll, I don't know how, what, when, where, as far as the placement. But I will say this: there is no goddamn Florida team in the top 25. No Gators, no Hurricane, no Florida State, no Central Knights, no whatever the FIU team is. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, though Florida is in the top 10. They're just not wearing those jerseys.
Yeah, the players, but not the team, the unified team. They are not. Now 25 honorable mention right here. They make the poll. They were ranked 68 last week. Purdue.
It's in Indiana. Yeah, it's a school in Indiana, and their mascot is the Boilermakers.
I only heard of Purdue chicken, so and that's not spelled the same. So I'm just saying. Yeah.
Can I ask you a question, Tone?
Yeah.
So what was Iowa ranked before this week? I think they were number 2?
They fell to number 11. But so essentially they're still number 2, right? 1 + 1 is 2.
Well, I mean, in your own mathematical equation, but do you think that's how do you fall 9 or 10 spots? Like I don't understand that.
Well, I'll tell you, the power rankings that they have now for college football is pretty interesting because I'll tell you this, right? So let's go a few of these teams. The current number 2 team, Cincinnati. Let's see. Cincinnati. Number 14 team, Coastal Carolina. Number 21 team is SMU. And number 22, aside from Marshall Faulk, attended San Diego State University, I've never, ever heard of them being ranked at any given time. Now so those are 3 teams right now because of these power rankings, quote unquote, that are in the running in the top 25 and never heard of these teams, man. Never heard of these teams. So that's a good thing for these kids who study this stuff, who make these conscious decisions from all of these top ranked 3+ better athletes that choose to go to schools outside of their state and their local area. It's definitely a lot of options. And I see that methodology is working. But Hey, man, we shall see, man. The usual suspects are still in the hunt right now, who have dominated the college playoff series, which is Alabama. University of Alabama is number 4. Ohio State is number 5. So those two teams have been consistently in the hunt since the inception of the college football playoff championships. But ironically enough, that third team, Sunshine left, and so went the glory, man. Sunshine got drafted to the Jacksonville Jaguars. That's Trevor Lawrence, the good Christian man. And Clemson is unheard of at this point. They're not in the –
So Clemson is not even in the top 25?
No, sir. Not even in the top 25. And I'm – what's his name? Dabo?
Yeah, Forrest Gump.
Dabo. Oh, I thought that was a Atlanta song or something. But I don't know. Dabo might be going pro, or Dabo might be going somewhere else, because although we know these wonderful rich contracts that they give to these coaches and they want to be perceived as being loyal to them, they'll cut you in a heartbeat, man. As a LSU beat Florida. But Orgeron, or however you say his name, Ed Orgeron, is more than likely going to be out at LSU at the end of this season. So it doesn't even matter. When they're done with you, as far as the board, the association, man, they're done with you, man. But we're going to keep this rant long. Cam, let's see. We'll see. It's a wait-and-see situation. Trade deadlines is coming up. They're going to have to lock in on with these rosters and make sure that he is eligible for the playoffs and the long haul. We are in week, 7 of the NFL?
Yeah, week 7.
It's flying,
yeah,
man.
But what about when if Jerry needs to call Cecil Newton?
How about them Cowboys, man? Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, and this is the problem I have with you, Tone. I was being polite. I was being respectful. But you always want to, I mean, it's like, hurry up and let's go off air without recognizing America's team first and foremost. Shout out CD Lamb. Good job, baby boy. And we love you. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's like I've been winning the Super Bowl for the last 6 weeks.
I mean,
you know what I'm saying?
A walking orgasm at this point. Victory after victory. I hear you.
And we usually, and Tone, you know the epidemic in the history of the Cowboys.
I'm a former fan, so yes, I can.
So that means you're still intrigued.
No, I'm not really intrigued. I mean, I still follow the team, but I'm not as much as a fan as I once was. But 5-1 is pretty impressive, considering that the NFC East is normally a competitive division that destroys one another. So you're normally looking at everyone about
those ends.
They're at about 500. They're at about 500.
Yeah, but it's something different about this. We cut it from. Yeah, but I mean, I like I said, Tone. I mean, it's something different. I think the guys are actually hanging out this year in the locker room. It's something different this year. I'm telling you.
The energy is the offense is clicking, but let's not overlook Mr. Diggs, man. Everybody thinks Deion Sanders, but here we are. We have a cornerback that has scored a touchdown in every damn game. He's taking it back. Pick 6. Wow. Pick 6. And if you don't know who I'm referring to, man, we're talking about Trevon Diggs is Stephon Diggs, the wide receiver of the Buffalo Bills, his brother. And he's on a tear playing defensive back, cornerback for the Dallas Cowboys, man. Yeah.
First time we watched defense since Deion left.
First time you cared about defense since Deion and even pre-Deion with Ken Norton and all those guys, man. When they had Leon Lett, Ken Norton, Charles Haley, and we talked about this before, and so on and so on. I mean, Hall of Famers, all Hall of Famers that we're talking about. So.
And that's why I was like, I told myself, I was like, I'm not going to be like Skip Bayless and be from Oklahoma and get on the mass media and just start going crazy about the Cowboys. But I was sad.
They're 5-1.
I'm sorry.
They're 5-1, man. They're 5-1. So I mean, listen. How about the
Cowboys? So give us the Super Bowl. We already got the ticket.
Don't bite. Yeah, don't bite. Well, don't bite your tongue. But at the same time, at the same token, here's what we're looking at. Right. Here's what we're looking at. The Cowboys. Right. Couple things you want to factor. You have at 5-1. You have Dallas, Green Bay. Let's see. Tom Brady. They're all 5-1. Oh, NFC.
I mean, it sounds just about right.
Yeah, so it's lining up to be a beautiful playoff accordingly, based on the current standings and the NFC. In the AFC, Kansas City is falling from grace. I mean, they're hanging in there, but I don't think they're going to be a perennial team this year that's going to really compete for it. You got the Baltimore Ravens. That's the only team I see in the West. I mean, in the AFC right now. Period.
Can it shout out Baker Mayfield?
Who? Bad reception. Hey, your reception's bad. Say that one more time.
Mayfield, man, I gotta get Baker Mayfield. I think something. What's that?
Your reception was bad. Say that again. You said shout out to who?
Baker Mayfield.
That's what I thought you said, man.
Well, I don't understand, Colin. What's the problem?
Hey, listen. Cleveland Browns are paying way too much to lose. For the personnel that they have, they're paying way too much money to lose, man. That was one of my thoughts yesterday.
Are you saying this to Baker Mayfield or Odell Beckham?
I'm saying this to the entire player, team, staff of the Cleveland Browns. All the money that has been expensed for that particular roster right now to underachieve is ridiculous. Yeah, that dead air was intentional. I thought so.
Yeah. No, well, I mean, it kind of lagged a little bit, but like I said, man, Baker Mayfield was you got a guy who was a walk-on, I mean, it's something about the guy's story I love. Obviously, he played at the University of Oklahoma. His commercial he did with Barry Sanders that was beautiful. Having all those guys on TV like that, you know what I mean? From a small place.
Yeah. Another rich kid, another spoiled brat, like Johnny Manziel.
Whoa, Tone, you can't. Hey, hold on, Tone, you can't mention Baker Mayfield's name in the same stance with Johnny Manziel. You can't do that, Tone.
Hey,
you can't do that now.
Mr. Football, man. Mr. Football. That's the way he carried himself, man. And I'm not gonna mince words, man. I mean, it is what it is. You got Baker Mayfield. You have Landry is injured right now, but you have Chubb as the running back. You have I don't know if Beckham is playing. Is he playing? Is he? Is he dead? Is he? Wu-Tang.
No. He does he catches balls like in the warm-ups. So what they do in the warm-ups, he catches a lot of balls for the fans. Yeah.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so Baker Mayfield. Yeah. All right. Baker Mayfield. The legend is here. But the play is about here.
Living legend.
And leadership. Leadership, running the team, making sure the team is go. Defensively, I mean, nobody plays defense in the NFL except for number 7 from the Cowboys. He didn't get that memo. He didn't get that memo. So he's like, you know what? pick it off.
Oh, and I want to see him on commercial. I want to see him. I want to buy my car insurance through whoever he's with. That's how good he is. But he's gonna make me change. If Allstate signs him, I'm changing my car insurance next week.
But here's the tale of the tape. He went to school at Alabama. He was brought in as a wide receiver. Okay? And Nick Saban said, "You're not good enough. Go to the defensive side. You're a DB now." So essentially, you got a roving wide receiver playing cornerback on defense. He's never going to drop the damn ball if it gets remotely close to him. His brother is a premier receiver up in Buffalo. So that's a blessing in disguise, man, as a defender. So if I'm the quarterback
Nick Saban
of the other teams, there is no way I'm throwing his direction. Because if it gets a hair close to this man, he's going to catch the ball. He's not going to bat the ball down because, most defenders are on the defensive side because they, quote unquote, don't have the skill set to be on the offensive side. That's the old adage of football as a whole. But this kid can play, man. He's a wide receiver playing cornerback in the NFL. You're gonna see him.
Hence the new trend.
Yeah. So I mean, he's better than Devin Hester in a certain sense. Where you actually get this momentum change from a defender in the split of a second. And that's what happened. Right? 35, what was it, 26, 29?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I think like but I like I said, I mean, and as a company, so I'm not gonna lie about it. Do we win games we weren't supposed to? 90s, and I've been looking for it ever since.
There you have it, man. Rest in peace, Colin Powell. On this morning here, we heard that Colin Powell has transitioned on. R.I.P. Colin Powell.
Yeah, Colin Powell. I got a quick story on Colin Powell. So when I was 17 years old, I was in Washington, D.C. at American University at NBA camp. And this guy who looks like he's Puerto Rican or black, I'm not quite sure. But I just know I was really tired. I was sitting on the front row and they introduced this guy and he's like, oh, he's wore this, wore that. I'm 17. I don't know the difference. So I was sleeping on the front row while Colin Powell was giving a speech. And as I faintly woke up, I remember looking in his eyes. And hey, listen. Hey, when I hit the basketball with my dad's car, I know those eyes. But these eyes by Colin Powell, the way they woke me up, I'll never forget it. I'll never forget that for the rest of my life. I didn't go back to sleep. I stayed awake for the rest of the speech. But those eyes, man, man, looked into another man's eyes like that, or I wasn't forced to, right?
Yeah.
So, that's my story about Colin Powell.
Yeah, man. Hey, R.I.P. Colin Powell, another a notable influence through the U.S. military, served politically. I think he served on both sides of the room. Definitely under George W. Bush. And also, I believe, under Barack Obama.
He was what I like to call everywhere.
Yeah. Had a few comments out there about 45. I mean, I won't give him that much credit, so I won't name it. But again,
and can we shout out to bro? Like I wouldn't have taken you for an avid hunter.
I am. Shout out, man. Shout out to Colin Powell, man. RIP.
Yeah, well, but Tone, what about can you tell the people what you got going on with this hat? Or is it like turkey hunt season or what's going on? There it is.
There it is. Florida guy, you know.
Straight up.
Hey, we hunt different. We hunt in the water. You know what I'm saying? So I'm bringing it a little closer for you, so you can see that sailfish right there, man. This is one of the popular hats that
I like that.
When I came up as a kid. So this little insignia right here, all the old players in the hood used to wear these hats. So I went and found this online, and they just actually had it in camo at the time. Ordered it off of eBay last year. I was like, man, I'm getting back into wearing some of the stuff I used to like when I was a kid. And that is the history of the hat. Now, as far as hunting, I mean, I do hunt. I go, but one thing I say about hunting, though, I'm a little leery of it these days because, you know, the lady said to me one day, she was like, oh, yeah, you're real big and bad. You got all those guns and you're out there shooting at things that can't shoot back. I was like, oh, yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. So, I mean, you know, just from a avid gun enthusiast, which I am, you know, I stick to just going to the range more now than I am going out, camo, getting dirty, shooting things, cutting things up. And, you know, at the end of the day, because I'm not a gamer that's going to pull out venison that I've smoked aged. Like, I know this one guy, man. Shout out to my guy. I'm gonna give you a shout out right now, man. Hey, Stewart, man. One of my good guys, you know, Stewart from Kentucky. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I'm not gonna give you his last name, but Stewart from Kentucky, man. Stewart can cook any god dang on animal that exists. He makes his own bacon, you know, ages meat, steak, anything that they put out on Amazon as far as a top-rated kitchenware type situation that's utilized for preparation or helping you keep the meat or making the meat better from a restaurant quality. My guy Stu, man, shout out to you, man, down there in Florida. He does what he does, man. But that you know, hey, if you don't like shooting, if you don't know how to shoot, I suggest you do. We live in a crazy time. I'm not advocating anything, you know, a black NRA member, but you should know how to defend yourself at the end of the day. And if it ever comes back to a malicious Civil War time, why not? Why not?
Well, Charles Heston played Moses in the first movie.
Go for it, man.
Well, no, I'm just saying that shit. And you said something about the NRA. Every time I hear the NRA, I think of Ronald Reagan and Charles Heston coming from the clouds to save us all.
Right. And they've had their fair share of scrutiny over the last few years with filing for bankruptcy and the way that they're appropriating the funds at the top. But again, all I'm trying to do is be a good American, man. Good American.
Ted Nugent. Shout out Ted Nugent.
That's it. You know what I'm saying? Take the ethnic hyphenated preference off of it. I'm just an American in the grand scheme of things.
I like that, Tom.
Yeah, man. I want the pursuit, happiness, just like everyone else, man. Life, liberty, pursuit of happiness. What's that? What amendment is that? First Amendment? Freedom of speech. Second Amendment, right to bear arms.
Thomas It's like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's it, man.
Yeah. Amendments, huh?
Oh,
Yeah.
good amendment.
I mean, that's another show. But I mean, and like I said, I mean, I really love the hat. I love the camo thing. Being here in Iowa, you rarely see men of your ethnicity with those type of colors on. So I thought it was very cool of you to do that, Tom.
But hey, if you're gonna walk it, be able to talk it, and in the grand scheme of things, as you can see, my collection of books. I'm a avid reader. Hey man, what are we here for, man? You got to have knowledge. If you're gonna give it, if we're gonna get on this microphone and say what we're gonna say, we better say something that's authentic but real and have some backing behind it. Because if not, somebody's gonna challenge you and try to embarrass you to make you look silly as hell. Substance.
And I'm glad you talked about so like in the comment section and things of that sort. One of the things is it's hard to offend somebody trying to offend somebody. There's a difference between offending somebody and disrespecting somebody. Yeah. So when I read these comment sections, please fill them out. I mean, no matter what you have to say.
Yeah.
Because it's vice versa. Everybody's voice counts. Whether you want to hear it or So I because I'm reading a lot of these comment sections, and some of these people are slowing down a little bit. My biggest thing is I love when people write and tell us how you feel, right? So
yeah.
There you have it.
There you have it.
Yeah. Marques Pfizer today.
Boom. Later on, man. This is a little quick rant. Quick rant. We kept it short and sweet, man. How about them Cowboys? How about the Sooner Boomers? And hey, man, Cam is at some point we'll be able to say Cam is back, right? Maybe. It's enough teams losing out there, man. There's enough injured quarterbacks out there, man. And Dallas, be careful. Don't overplay Dak. Man. Be more conservative, man. Get the wins. We all know that Texas story that went down in history. Friday Night Lights. Don't turn that boy into a booby. Don't turn that young man into a Booby Miles.
Oh, no, man. You can't bring a Booby, man. Shout out Booby, man.
Right. Midland, Texas. Friday Night Lights. Till next time. Peace.